Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridharadhari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridharadhari. Yashodananda Braja Janaranjana. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yamuna Tira Banachari. Yamuna Tira Banachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gauranikai Jaya Gauranikai Jaya Gauranikai Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman Sita Ram Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada ki Jayam Vishnupad Paramhansha Paribraj Prachar Satyatar Shishmat Bhakti Jai Shri Shri Gauri Jai Shri Shri Gauri Jai Shinaji Ki Shri Sitaram Lakshmi Prabhavan of the Leela itself, but let's meditate, focus, or try to understand the mood of Mahaprabhu um, behind this pastime. Because once Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada asked his disciples that who we are. So everyone says we are Krishna's devotee. Then he replied that those who are serving Krishna, they are Krishna's devotee, yes. But we are Gauriya. We are serving Mahaprabhu, especially in the family of Nityananda Prabhu we are. So that's why we are Gauriya. And through Mahaprabhu, we are serving Srimati Radharani. And through Radharani, we are serving ultimately Krishna. So this will be our theme today. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Pad, one of our preeminent acharyas, he is writing in one of his books that somewhere, sometime near Yogapith in Vrindavan, Krishna was waiting in one evening or one night for Srimati Radharani to arrive. But that day, unfortunately, Srimati Radharani was really late. Usually she is not, but that day something happened. Krishna was waiting, 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 and waiting. In one point, Krishna started to feel very strong separation from Srimati Radharani. So much so, Krishna felt that he is losing his consciousness. And one point, Krishna did. And after a few hours, Srimati Radharani arrived in that particular place. And she was looking for Krishna. Where is Krishna? But there was no sign of Krishna at all. Suddenly, she noticed that in far, there is a one kunja, one bush. That bush is illumined by an effulgent golden light. That was not that strong, but very prominent in the darkness. So she approached that kunja and found the one boy is just in deep, deep meditation. He looks like Krishna, exactly like Krishna. His nose, his lips, his cheeks, his arms, chest. But complexion is molten gold. Srimati Radharani tried her best to catch attention of that boy, but the boy never opened his eyes. Srimati Radharani give Uludvani. Uludvani is one auspicious dhani. I don't know whether we still make it Ulu. Okay. So Srimati Radharani made a Uludvani, means one kind of noise, very auspicious to catch attention. Just like we say hello in English, but there is another way to catch attention. That boy opened eyes and asked Srimati Radharani, "Who are you?" "Well, I'm Srimati Sri Radha." "But no, it cannot be. I have Radha." What? So conversation went back and forth. In one point, that boy was asked by Srimati Radharani, who are you? You look like Krishna, but you are not Krishna. You're different. Color is different. So Krishna came back into sense, told Srimati Radharani, what you have seen, it's a form I'm going to take in the Kali Yuga. The name will be Krishna Chaitanya. So this is the form in which I will bestow the love of Godhead. And that's the way I will fulfill my wish to understand how much and why and what ecstasy you have by serving me, loving me. Krishna departed from Vrindavan in one point, left all of his dear gopis, gopas, parents, friends behind. He just disappeared. While in Dwarka, the wives of Krishna would complain to Mother Devaki, look, Krishna is our husband. We love her. I love him. He loves us. But there is a problem. Problem is that every night while he sleeps, he speaks out all the names of different girls, different ladies, sometimes Radha, Vishaka, Lalita, Rupa. We are curious. Why so? We are married. So I understand that he has 16,108 wives here in Dwarka. He could take one of our names. That's not a problem. But what those ladies or girls? So one day, in a nice occasion, Mother Devaki was answering this question. So she called one assembly in the palace with one condition. The condition was that it will be a very private conference. Krishna, Balaram, and Subhadra definitely will not be allowed to get in. So Mother Devaki asked Subhadra to guard the door. And then she started to describe the wonderful amorous pastimes Krishna had with gopas, gopis, cows, all the Vrindavan pastimes. And by that time, being curious what's happening, because there are spies, in the palaces. Krishna and Balaram got that news that Mother Devaki is having one closed door gathering. So they were very curious on what's happening there. So they walked all the way next to the room, and they heard the beautiful pastimes of Vrindavan, their own pastimes, Krishna Balaram's pastimes, all kinds of funny pastimes, all kinds of loving pastimes. I mean, if you read Definitely, Srila Shukdev Goswami, in one sense, he censored the description he was giving in Srimad Bhagavatam, but he also said that Krishna Balaram's naughty pastimes very openly. So, starting from all the naughty pastimes to the very loving, deep pastimes with the gopis, she was describing. And by that time, Krishna and Balaram, they were standing on the doorstep and listening all those ambrosial description of the pastimes. And Krishna, Balaram, and Subhadra, all three went in so high an ecstasy. They couldn't maintain their form. So their eyes got expanded, their lips got expanded year to year with their love and joy and happiness. Hands and legs got contracted and took a very, very different form. By that time, Narada Muni was flying over the Dwarka. Narada Muni is one personality and always in traveling, flying, walking, running. So he saw this transcendental form very different from the usual from Krishna, Balaram, and Subhadra. So he landed in Dwarka and asked, Prabhu, what's happening here? Krishna said that this is my form. I am going to take or accept in the Kali Yuga. This form will be called as Jagannath, the most merciful Lord of the universe. That much mercy I will bestow that even who will take darshan of me, even who will to listen my name, take darshan of my temple will be liberated immediately. So, in due course of time, Maharaj Indradumna, that time the king of Utkal, that time Utkal, it was very different from the Orissa today. It was much larger. So he constructed the temple, and there is many history. He went to Brahmaloka and so on and so forth. So finally, Jagannath, Baladeva, Subhadra, Maharani was established. Their deity was established by him in Jagannath Puri. Now, Jagannath is actually Lord Vishnu. And I mean, mood of Lord Vishnu, actually he's Krishna, but in a mood of Lord Vishnu, Vaishwarja Rasa, because Vrindavan is completely Madhurya, is sweetness, but Dwarka is opulence. So there, in Jagannath Puri, Lord Jagannath always thinks that, he misses still the Brajavasis, the cows, the gopis. So we see that same kind of mood Sriman Mahaprabhu has. So I was sharing with Madan Gopal Prabhu is one of the verse of Sri Gauranga Stava Kalpataru. This is written by Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, and I am going to read that verse. This is my favorite verse. Among all the poets for all the time, there are four personalities. They are most exalted. Their works are most exalted. One is Lord Shiva himself, his poetry, his compositions. Second is Srila Rupa Goswami. Third is Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. And fourth is Ravana. These four are the most exalted poets in the all the time. Ravana is such a qualified Brahmana, but you know the story. So we can see the same kind of um, mood in Mahaprabhu. While Mahaprabhu is residing in Gambhira, in Jagannath Puri, alone, what he was doing, Swakiyasya pranar Buddha sadrisha gosthasya virahat, means he's in separation from millions of Swakiya, means for his own people in Goshtha, means in Braja. Pralapan unmadat satatamati kurbanti kiladi. Every moment he would spend, he would say the pralapa. Pralapa means irrelevant. You know, in ecstasy, when you say many irrelevant things, the pralapa. Unmadat means he would get crazy. Idat vityo shashwad badana bidu gharshen rudhiram. He was in such separation. The intensity was such that he would badana bidu, his moon-like face, he would rub his face on the wall of Gambhira. Gambhira wall is made out of stone. I don't know how many of you visited Gambhira, Mahaprabhu's Gambhira. Yeah, it's made out of stone, rough stone. And because of the separation, deep separation, Mahaprabhu would rub his moon-like face on the hard stone. And Badana Bidu Gharshena Rudiram, and his face would be smeared with the blood from the wound he created because of the rubbing his face. Shatatvam Gauranga Hridaya Udayam Mam Madayati. That Gauranga, whose lotus face has lots of wound because of the separation from his devotees in Braja. That Gauranga makes me crazy being manifested in my heart. So that is the same story with Jagannath. So that's why Jagannath wanted to see the Brajavasis, and Gundicha temple is that Vrindavan in Jagannath Puri. You can read it more in detail in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, chapter 12. So Mahaprabhu is describing that what is the mood we have to bring Krishna, bring Jagannath to Vrindavan. He is chanting, there is a one verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita, while he was dancing in front of the chariot of Lord Jagannath. He's chanting that Onnera Hridaya Mano Moro Mono Vrindavana Mone Bone Eko Kore Jani. That everyone's heart is different from one's mind. It's true. We think something and we have something else in our heart. But my heart is a Vrindavan itself. So please, my Lord, be merciful. Please manifest your lotus feet in my heart. So that is the mood of bringing Krishna from Jagannath, from Jagannath temple to Gundicha. Gundicha temple is actually constructed by the Queen Gundicha, one of the wives or wife of King Indradumna. But that temple was, there is no deity installed there. Actually, it's supposed to be a Vishnu temple, but no deity was installed. So Mahaprabhu today, I mean, definitely by today, my not exactly today, but 530 years. How many years ago? 500, 520 years. 40 years, something like that, or 500. I don't know exactly the number, but 500 something years ago, Mahaprabhu himself cleaned that temple, and Mahaprabhu said that cleaning Gundicha means cleaning your heart. And Mahaprabhu is exhibiting his detail oriented service attitude. Each and every speck of dust, stone, Mahaprabhu is collecting. And not only that, Mahaprabhu is encouraging everyone to do more. He cleans the temple again and again and again and again to make it so crystal clean that there must not be any dust. Our acharyas uh, and also Srila Prabhupada is emphasizing that Gundicha Marjan signifies that how we should be careful, how much we should be careful to cleanse our heart in our sadhana bhakti and practice, that Krishna can come and sit down there. So this is the way Mahaprabhu manifested his mood of separation with Krishna to remind us that we never think that we achieved our goal. Our goal is accomplished. No. So that's why you see that Mahaprabhu instructed in Chaitanya Charitamrita to Sanatana Goswami that despite of someone's exalted position in their devotional service, even in topmost position, but Bajye, externally, Amaran Vaidhyacharan. Amaran means until death, follow the regulative principles. So this is the way Mahaprabhu showed us, led us, instructed us through his own example, that how we should be always, definitely with happiness, joy, be engaged in cleaning our heart and make it a better place for Krishna to come and manifest his lotus feet. But this pastime was rewarded definitely with lots of pana, pitha, all kinds of food, all kinds of sweets. Mahaprabhu is saying that much you accumulate dust, more pana, pitha, more sweets you deserve. So, factually, it was a competition of food in terms of the reward. So, this is the today's Gundicha Marjan Leela is happened, and special day to bring Krishna to Gundicha temple, the Vrindavan. So I will request that whenever you have time, please read Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela chapter 12 to have more detailed description of this wonderful Leela. And while today I was reading that chapter, now I was just feeling that why um, in beginning of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami emphasizes only in one thing. He says again and again and again, Chaitanya Chandrer Kripa Koroho Vichar, Vichar Korile Chitte Bhave Chamatkar. That if you consider, if you analyze or emphasize, or maybe do little research on the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you will feel spellbound. You will feel surprised in your heart, because what we cannot even think of, Mahaprabhu is bringing us that so easily, so simply. So that's why I will always encourage all of you, including myself, that read Chaitanya Charitamrita whenever you have time. Definitely Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, definitely is wonderful. But Chaitanya Charitamrita is the essence, or you can say that that the height of all the knowledges dissipated or are dissipated in Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhagavad Gita is the gist, is say that condensed form of knowledge. That knowledge is being more simplified in Srimad Bhagavatam. But the height of the purity, essence, or whatever you say it, is being exemplified, um, elaborated in Chaitanya Charitamrita. It's in Bengali, I know that, but even it's translated Hindi too, right? Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati, many different languages. Please read it and read Srila Prabhupada's purport today. Definitely, you will derive Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy and direction in this particular lila. I'm sure for that. So thank you so very much. And do you have any question, any comment, any correction? Here we are. Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, I can't hear you. Yeah, loud, please. Mahaprabhu, what? Oh, Pitapana, yeah. Hmm. Right. Yes. Prabhu's question is that our our devotional service instruction we have from Sri Rupa Goswami Pad, so to give up the atyahar. So I mean, always stick to the good food. But he's asking that what is the significance of Pirapita here, right? That's your question, right? Yeah. Mahaprabhu is extremely kind, right? And Mahaprabhu, he knows how to relate with different level of devotees. A devotee like Nityananda Prabhu, if you ask him to do something without Perapita, no, because Nityananda Prabhu is a perfect manifestation of the verse of Bhagavad Gita about the Bhakti Yoga, 9th chapter. Rajavidya Rajagujam Pavitram but Susukam Kartumam Payam. Susukam Kartum is the Nityananda Prabhu is the role model for that. So Nityananda Prabhu is gone, means Nityananda Prabhu's group, they love to eat, right? If you see that there is a one devotee who went to South India with Mahaprabhu and fell in love with one girl. So Mahaprabhu rejected him. Nityananda Prabhu said, no problem. I mean, you want to get association of a girl, get married, man. And Nityananda Prabhu also bestowed him the Krishna Prema. So that is one wonderful indication. The point you are actually bringing up. Thank you for bringing up the point. One of our acharyas, he is describing that Mahaprabhu needs qualification. Mahaprabhu said that I don't like to, I don't accept service, if you're not a millionaire. But what's the hope of for us? Even we can't chant 16 rounds. I mean, for me at least, can't chant 16 rounds. Even cannot chant one holy name. So for them, it's Nityananda Prabhu. Here, we are Nityananda family. That's a good news, right? Wherever we are, taking initiation in the line of Srila Prabhupada, Rupa Goswami, we are all Nityananda Prabhu's line. So Mahaprabhu is trying to prove that even if you don't qualify, but even if you do atyahar, even if you are lacking in some qualification, take it. Eat pitapana, no problem. If you catch hold of Nityananda Prabhu's lotus feet, it's okay. Good to me. So that's why Mahaprabhu, though he was very strict, very, 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 very strict, but in Gundicha Marjan, Mahaprabhu himself said, you see, that if you collect more dust, you will get more pitapana. And also Mahaprabhu was, supervising everyone, appreciating everyone, said, oh, you did really good. So please teach others. Give your secret to others. Share your secret to others. That also. But the point is that we must not forget to make our devotional service susukham. Don't be harsh with you. Don't be very means say that rules, everything. What happens, the course of time, the heart gets hardened, hard-hearted. People turns into, and then people. I'll come back to it. People, start to criticize people, find fault in others, right? So better to eat pitapana and be happy and chant Hare Krishna, you know. Does it answer the question? Yeah, thanks. Yeah, bro.
It says that the three modes of Lord Krishna, Vrindavan, Dwaraka,
Uh, True.
Jagannath.
Yeah.
What are the three modes?
Mood, I said the two moods actually. Vrindavan is sweetness, right? And Dwarka is opulence. And Jagannath Puri is the same, opulence. That's, huh?
But if I may comment on this, so recently Purushottam was there, he was there. He gave class, I attended two of his three classes, and I missed the Monday one, I think the Tuesday one. He said three modes. He said, and he started off by saying, I'm partial to Jagannath Puri, I'm from Jagannath.
Hmm.
He said in Jagannath Puri that Krishna has a mode of Audurya.
Oh, this is Mahaprabhu's Mahaprabhu's mode. Yes. Yeah. One of our ISKCON gurus, he is writing in one of his books that in Jagannath Puri, there are two Krishnas. One is in form of Jagannath, another is crying Krishna in form of Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu is bestowing the Audarja Rasa. Audarja is where, out of love, when you don't care for all kinds of rules and regulations, qualification, you just be magnificent, you just want to give, right? Because of love, right? There is no barrier. Okay, that's the question. Thank you so much. So, any other question from anyone? Otherwise, I'll finish here. So, thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you.